part, huh? Let me think that. You know, this is another one of those weeks where, kind of like Killing Me Softly a few weeks ago, that I just came to the realization a little while ago that a song I've been teaching for 50 years has one I never got to a lesson on. And it's usually one of the first two instrumental fingerpicking pieces I have students start with, Grandfather's Clock. The other one is Shades of Funk, which I know I have had a lesson up here for years on. And it was because of this album. I think I showed this in the lesson, but this album, John Fahey's Volume 6, Days Have Gone By, had a couple of really strange things on it. What's the raga called Pat, Part 2 and Part 1. There were some things on there that were kind of hard to listen to. But Grandfather's Clock, just set me off on a path to... there was no turning back, I guess, after getting so heavily into playing instrumental versions of tunes. So I hope you've had a chance to check. Well, the lesson's only been up since yesterday, but I kind of turned it into a whole harmony lesson. Figure out what the chords are just by knowing the melody, and then try to piece it together and make it syncopated. So anyway. If you're looking for a great place to start instrumental fingerpicking songs, check out the lesson on Grandfather's Clock. I might even turn into a tip I'll come back to that. Well, let me first tell you about what else happened this week. It's the end of June, June 30th. And, this is a big day. My son's birthday was yesterday. His anniversary is today. So hope all's going well to number 1 son, number 0 son too, Corey. Anyway, if you're out there watching, happy birthday and happy anniversary, buddy. And let's see, the part of what is, let's go through the songs first. A couple of other new tunes. I want to thank Nash for putting together some REO Speedwagon tunes, songs that were sort of kind of stayed off our radar for just too long. We had Keep On Loving You and Can't Fight This Feeling, a couple of really catchy tunes. There were a lot of bands like that. I don't know who else I would throw in that category. Maybe Foreigner. They just had some great radio tunes in the late 70s and early 80s. So we're still working on some more. Which reminds me, I'm still open to all kinds of suggestions as to the lessons you guys might like to see. So, anyway, I think that's it as far as the big news goes. That's our new tunes. What I did want to talk about today was again just taking a little melody and trying to figure out what the chords might be, and then figure out a way to put it together. I should have thought about this. There we go. Let's do that one. First thing is figure out the melody. there are the notes I have. I just started this in the key of C because I played a C chord and I heard that E as the beginning to Waltzing Mathilda. And so if I start playing through the melody, I can hear that I would use a C chord for that. But now the melody note goes to a D. So I want to start thinking about what are the chords in the key of C that have a D in them. Well, if you've watched probably haven't watched it yet, but Grandfather's Clock lesson, I go through the notes in the three main chords. That a C chord is C, E, G, the F chord is F, A, C, and the G chord is G, B, D. So if I have a D in the melody and I want to stick to those chords, I would use the G. Bingo, it works. Now, would a different chord with the B in it work? I mean, with the D in it? Like the B diminished? Or the D minor? A little too jazzy. It's got to be the G chord. Next melody note is the C. C, D, E, C. Heavy on the C's. I need a chord with C in it. Let's see. I could go back to a C chord. I could use an A minor chord. I could use an F chord. The F doesn't make it. It's either C or A minor, right? Let's look at the next chord though. Now I've got A, B, C in the melody. I need a chord with an A in it. That could be my A minor again, or it could be my F, or it could have been my D minor, but now the melody's getting down really low. D minor's going to be tough. So if I go back to C, and then to A minor, what do you think? The other choice there is an F. That's working. But now what about if I change that second one, not the third measure, not to C but to A minor? C's for all of that. I got a D in the melody. That's how you kind of put stuff like this together. So, what the heck, now that I've started Waltzing Mathilda, let's see if I can do the rest of it. Uh-oh, gotta go up the neck. Need an F chord. That was tricky. Needed a secondary dominant there. Up to F. This does the same thing. You know, last week I talked about the three chords, the C family, where it could be a G, an E flat, or a C. This is a case where I used my C shape to go up to F, and I just had to avoid the third string. Definitely worked. Now it goes to A in the melody there. And now I decided on, for that little part of the melody, it has to get to a G chord. So I used a D7, secondary dominant, to get me to the D. Let's see how that all works out again. Wow. Okay, you know what? Maybe I have to do a lesson on that. I'm getting backed up on songs to do instrumentals of, because I think a few weeks ago I was toying with this one, right? Okay, I got to stop just shooting news stuff on Fridays and get back to working on these instrumental lessons. I will work on that. Had an interesting lesson this morning that we were working on Neil Young songs and unusual things that he does in songs. And he has a lot of things that change time and do kind of odd things. And this one came up. Let me think about it. Oh, it's a G, huh? Got it. Words from Harvest, 1972 is that, I think. Really cool tune. Gets really spacey and wanders off, but okay, let's see. I think I didn't. That's what I mean. I didn't have a lot of things to talk about today. Let me double check my list. Yep, everything that was on it has done. Let's see. Last week I ended with a Leo Kottke song. I think. Let's not do that. Let's. Oh, you know what? Here's one I haven't thought about in a long time. That is, of course, well, kind of variations on Stefan Grossman's Bermuda Triangle Exit. That's one I do know I have a lesson on up here. Okay, that is it. This is the end of the halfway through the year, more or less, give or take a day or two, I think. I think we're still a day or two short because of that February thing. But let's see. January made up one. March made up one. April. Oh, wow. We're really close. I'll do the math later. I will be back next week. It will be July. See you then.